It's right. Okay. I wanted to give some pointers to the white people, I hate whenever I just feel like a bully, like I'm just taking advantage of someone who has no idea what they're talking about or doing. So, biggest pointer I have whenever it comes to racism from the minorities now. Considering every single minority in this country, as far as a whole, the majority of every single one of them has something to say about racism or bigotry, sexism, something. It's safe to assume we're not talking personal racism by definitive, a person who feels a certain kind of way. Racism in America is systematic, it's social, it's a bigger picture, which it's hard to understand if you're white because you're usually, all about yourself and your own emotions and your own feelings. But I don't fault you for it. It's hard to understand something that you are not negatively impacted by on a regular basis. That's why a lot of women and men, they have different views on rape and abortion and child support. Whenever the majority weighs heavily in the whole that's not right pile, like men with the child support, safe to assume the child support system is pretty fucked up and pretty much always leans in a woman's favor. When it comes to rape, the shame of mentioning it and speaking up on it alone is disgusting and devastating. But knowing as a woman, speaking up for it, someone's going to ask you what you wore, what you drink, what you look like, how you were thinking, and assume you just want money if the guy has it. Well, that's something that men aren't going to really understand. Personally, racism, I couldn't give two shits less about. But socially, it's a huge fucking deal because it affects literally pretty much everyone. It's just that some don't notice it. If black people can live their life and not notice the injustice, it's something that they've been so used to that they just assumed it was normal. White people, you don't deal with it, so you assume it's just a figment of people's imagination. But, heads up, if you ever want to speak to me personally about racism, don't lead with my friend this, or my kids are this, or my husband this, or my feelings are this, or I'm not this, or not all of us this, and not all of us that. Because it's nothing personal, but I could give two shits less about your fucking feelings. And you could give two shits less about me and mine, or why I offend you, you're just offended. So you don't give a shit. That's pretty much the reality of this country and most humans. Not all of us, but there's more racist white people and hateful white people out there than there are Obamas and Oprahs and Kanyes and Beyoncés. And as far as people having wealth, well, I had centuries to just steal all that shit. And we have to not only pick up the pieces, but hold ourselves to the same standard with less. And we get less for the same. So it's very uneven. We can have the same credit, same money, same everything. But we can't get into the same houses, same schools, same anything. So, yeah. Just a word of advice. If you're going to speak on racism, don't use the whole definitive. Don't mention a race at all if you're going to claim that racism is not a big deal and you don't see color, and then you mention your colored friend. It just makes you look just pathetic. Calling me names or talking shit about me and my feels does nothing for the entire conversation at all. It just gives us something to pretty much laugh about because I don't give a shit what you say. I've heard it all. The fact that white people don't get shot by police and blamed for getting shot by the police whenever they were just holding their hands up and running might be a sign. The fact that when we have the talk with our children, white people talk about sex and black people talk to their kids about not being scary or moving too fast or sounding fucked up or looking too scary or being too dark at too dark a time. yada yada, so on and so on. That might be an issue. Um, yeah, so pretty much. But anything else, that's fine. If you want to mention people selling black people, hopefully you will know which tribe sold which tribe and why they were selling them. And if you mention black slave owners, hopefully you will mention the family members that they bought and worked their asses off to buy freedom for. But it's highly unlikely because all throughout history, white people have been led by their emotions, and their emotions are the only reason why they are so hateful and so, oh, doesn't matter, don't care, whatever, don't see it that way. Just just research a little bit. It's cool. If not, doesn't matter because you're not dealing with racism. You're just having to deal with people claiming you're a racist or you going around looking stupid when you call people of color racist. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. You do you. Whatever makes you happy. Doesn't matter. The world is your oyster. And we're just black, brown, yellow, red